Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but there really hasn't been that much to do on the Cayman. However, that changes today. Here is the new project car. It's a 2012 WRX non-STI. I literally just got it. It's raining out here, so we're going to keep this intro short. I was looking for an inexpensive car to haul some stuff around in and drive in the winter. Still have the Cayman, it's there, don't worry. But yeah, so literally just signed the title on it about 10 minutes ago. Gonna pull it into the garage and we're gonna take a look at what's going on with it. All right, made it into the garage. The sun is trying to come out right now. Got the wheels off. They are in okay condition. They've got curb rash. I'm not too worried about it. They needed cleaning desperately, but you know, for a 100,000 mile car that was dailied, not a big deal. So let's go in here and take a look at the brakes. Front rotors. Yeah, there's a bit of a lip on them. I think they need to be done. Wow, it's really difficult to even see what the pads look like on this thing. But let me see if I can use the camera here. Probably pads too. If I'm doing the rotor, I might as well do some pads, throw some pads in there. They look pretty low. Caliper's kind of rested up in the front. So hopefully these sliders don't give me too much of a problem. Brake lines, they look all right. I mean, they're rubber, they're stock. Steering rack was replaced on this car in February, so that shouldn't be a problem. Bushes on the, sorry, the camera can't handle that much light, I guess. Bushes on the sway bar. There's a little cracking there, so those will probably need to be replaced at some point. Not gonna bother with that right now. The sway bar end link right there. Let's see. That seems solid. Boots look good on it. I don't think it's going to be a problem. All right, control arm. The bushes are old. They're going to have to be replaced. Maybe the whole A-arm will be replaced. Again, not something I'm going to worry about right now. Axles. I did check the car. Well, it was under the car before I bought it. Axle boots look good. Trans looks dry. Shock doesn't appear to be too wet. It is a stocker. Sorry about the camera work. I'm just holding my phone here. There is a little bit of moisture, but it was driven in the rain here. So all in all, doesn't look too bad. Little bit of rust starting in the inner fender. I'm gonna have to touch that up. That's interesting. The fender liner is cut right there. Get some zip tie action going on. All right, let's move it on back here. So, something on these cars in the very early years, this area was getting sandblasted, much like the Porsches that had this kick-out flare in this area. So they put a paint protection film. So this is probably the very first gen paint protection film. It's not doing so great. It's cracked. It's black around the edge. I think I can polish it out. If not, I'm gonna have to try to remove it and replace it with some new 3M stuff. You can really see the color difference between, what was protected and what wasn't, and how much UV protection these things provided. I think they let UV pass through now, but back then they blocked it, and you can really see that color difference. Again, I'm not too concerned. The back here, there's a definite lip on this rotor that needs to be replaced. Yeah, pads need to be done. Line looks good, but rubber, sorry. I'm really bad with the camera work today. Subframe bushes, they look all right. I don't think that's a problem right now. Shocks look all right. Oof, it's a little crusty down in there.
Car did live outside, so that's going to be fun to get apart if I ever have to get that A-arm out. Bushes look fine for right now. I'm not too concerned about it. There is some rust over here, which I hope is just... Sorry, you guys can't even see that. Which I hope is just a cross member. The body right there. I don't know what that is, but it's a little rusty. I don't think it's the body, so I think it's all right. Looks like some kind of shield, maybe the gas tank shield or something. Again, doesn't look too, I mean, it's rusty, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Moving on around. So that was the passenger side. This is the driver's side now, same thing. New rotors, new pads. Strut looks all right. Brake lines look all right. Subframe mounts look all right. Most of the bushings back here look all right. Things again are crusty and a lot of PB blaster to get this thing done. It's sway bar, everything's all right back here. Front. Let's go on to the front. Again, lip on the discs, pads need work. Strut looks all right. Brake line looks okay. Bushes worn, but this is kind of to be expected. More zip tie action on the fender liner. Again, a little bit of rust. Sorry, right there. All right, let's go take a look underneath. All right, I'm gonna try to do this underneath the car. So, diff is a little wet, not dripping, it's a little weepy. I'm gonna change the fluid in it, see what happens, clean it up, see if we can see where it's leaking from. The funny thing is it kind of goes all the way up to the top above here, so it's not like it's weeping from here and here, or if it is, it's getting capillary action up. Things are kind of crusty. I mean, it's what I expect for a car that was daily driven in New Jersey. Nothing seems structural. But yeah, not awful, but not pristine. However, I don't really see anything that's a major concern back here except for this weeping diff, so it'd be interesting to see how much fluid comes out once I open that up. Axle shafts look good. Our drive shafts look good, exhaust looks good, boots on the rear axles seem to be fine on both sides. Yeah, I don't see anything too concerning down here. There's a little bit of surface corrosion on those rear arches right there, the front parts of them on both sides. I don't think it's a problem, it still feels very solid. So far, I think I'm all right. Not looking too shabby. It's time to get the under tray under the engine off and get ready for an oil change and see what it looks like up there. All right, got the under tray out, and it is dry in every area, which is a definitely good sign. I was just under there. Let me widen up the field of view here, get underneath the car, and see what we can see. All right, so again, similar story as other parts of the car. A little bit of surface corrosion, nothing structural. Front, sorry about all the weird camera angles here. Front of the engine, very dry. I looked at one car where this is just all oil under here. Radiator hose looks good. This side of the block has got some kind of weeping going on. I guess that is the valve cover, which looks like it'd be a huge pain in the ass to try to do if I ever had to do it, but it does not look bad right now. There's the near steering rack, sway bar, kind of a little bit crusty. Yeah, everything very dry. I am pretty happy. The radiator and everything, belts, everything else looks good. So at this point, it's kind of looking just like brakes and some fluids, and then kind of monitor that diff in the back and see what happens. So I'm gonna get a shopping list together and get over to the parts store.
Guess I'll show you guys the engine bay before I go to any parts runs. I've looked at it a couple times. It looks fine. Got a Cobb intake here. I actually do need to check the air filter, see how that looks. You know, very clean, but not too clean. Not like, hey, the guy just did it and you put a bunch of polish all over things to hide oil leaks and stuff. So not too shabby. The oil looked fine when I pulled it out, so I don't see any kind of milk shakiness. Brake fluid actually looks really good, which is weird for how poor condition the rotors and everything in. Intercooler has a couple fins that could be straightened out. Got the hood scoop here. It's held on by some zip ties, so just need to get some body clips for that, or maybe the zip ties are better. Who knows? All in all, you know, not a whole lot of rust anywhere. Battery seems to be appropriate sized. Yeah, it's all right. There's the turbo. Little turbo boy right there. So that's it. I guess head over to the parts store and get some fluids and crack this puppy open.